I had been walking for hours, or maybe it had been days. Time didn't work the same way here anymore. The forest felt endless. Every tree looked like the last. My legs burned, my throat was dry, and my head kept pounding in this slow, heavy rhythm. It was like the whole world had been stripped down to a single sound. My footsteps, crunching over damp leaves, and the faint beat of my own heart. But then, I saw it. Through the trees. A shape, not a shadow, not another tree, but something solid. Something with straight lines. Something human-made. I froze, because in this part of the forest, there shouldn't have been anything like that.
No towns. No cabins.
No signs of life. Yet there it was, a dark wooden structure sitting between the trees like it had been waiting for me. The wood was old, almost black, and the roof sagged on one side. The windows were cloudy and pale, like eyes that had gone blind. I stood there for a long time. I didn't want to go closer, but I couldn't walk away either, because every instinct in my body was screaming two things at once. Run, and look inside. I stepped forward, slowly, one foot, then the other. The forest seemed to grow quieter the closer I got. The wind died. Even the leaves seemed to stop moving. My own breathing felt too loud, echoing in my ears. The cabin's front door was made of rough planks, some warped and splintered. A single metal latch hung from it, rusted, but not locked. That was the first thing that unsettled me. There was nothing stopping me from going in. Whoever built this place hadn't cared about keeping people out. Or maybe they didn't think anyone would ever dare to come in. I reached out, but before my hand touched the latch, I noticed something carved into the wood. At first, I thought they were scratches, the kind animals leave. But no, these were deliberate. Words. For words, gouged deep into the surface. Don't look behind you, my throat tightened. I didn't turn. I didn't breathe. I just kept staring at those words, the edges of the letters packed with dirt and moss. My skin prickled as though the words themselves were watching me. Finally, I forced my hand to move. I gripped the latch. The door creaked open. The smell hit me first, damp wood, mold, and something sour like spoiled food. The air inside was heavy, stale, clung to my lungs. The cabin's interior was dark, but not completely. A thin line of light slipped through the broken boards on the walls. Dust floated in the air, swirling slowly like it had been undisturbed for years. There was one room. At least that's all I could see from the doorway. A small table sat in the center, its surface scarred with knife marks. On top of it was a glass jar filled with teeth. Not animal teeth. Human. I stepped inside. The floor creaked under my weight, the sound sharp in the silence. In the far corner, a bed frame leaned against the wall. The mattress on it was sunken and stained, the fabric torn open in places. Something had been living here, or maybe something still was. There was movement above me, a slow, dragging sound. I froze, staring at the ceiling. The sound came again, something heavy being dragged across the floorboards upstairs. Only, I hadn't seen any stairs. My eyes darted around the room, searching. And then I saw it. A trapdoor in the ceiling, just above the bed. The kind of thing you'd pull down with a rope to get into an attic. The rope was hanging there, swaying slightly. I didn't want to touch it. Every part of me screamed not to. But I also knew that if I turned my back on it, whatever was up there would still be above me. And that thought was worse. I reached up. The rope was cold. When I pulled, the ladder unfolded with a slow groan. It was old, the wood gray and splintered, but strong enough to hold weight. I climbed. The attic was darker than the room below. My head broke through the opening, and I instantly smelled it. Something rotten, something metallic. I pulled myself up and crouched. The floorboards here were warped, bending under my weight. In the corner was a small wooden chest. The lid was closed, but something dark had leaked out of one side and pooled on the floor. My breath was shallow as I moved closer. When I opened the chest, I saw photographs. Dozens of them. They were all of me, Some were from far away, showing me walking through the forest. Others were close, so close I could see the fear in my eyes. And the newest ones, the ones on top, showed me standing outside this cabin. My stomach turned. I dropped the photos and backed away. That's when I heard it. Not from above. Not from outside. From the bed in the room below. Something had shifted under it. I climbed down slowly, every muscle tense. When my feet touched the floor, I glanced toward the bed. The blanket was moving. Something was underneath it, pushing up the fabric. I stepped closer, my hands shaking. The smell was worse now, thick, wet, clinging to my skin. I lifted the blanket. There was nothing, just the mattress. But the mattress wasn't whole. The middle of it was cut open, the foam inside hollowed out like a nest. And deep inside that hollow space, eyes blinking, watching me, I stumbled back, nearly tripping over the table. The eyes didn't follow me. They just stayed there, unblinking now, until I realized they weren't human at all. They were glass, and they were set into a mask. A mask shaped exactly like my own face. I couldn't stay in that cabin. I couldn't breathe in there anymore. I turned, grabbed the door, and stepped outside. Only the forest didn't look the same anymore. The trees were closer, darker. The sky above was gone. I didn't know how long I stood there, staring into the black shapes around me. But when I looked back at the cabin, it was gone. And in its place, hanging from a tree, was the mask. My mask.